today's episode, we're welcoming Katie Brinkley, and she's the owner and a social media strategist and coach at Next Step Social Communications, a social media agency based out of Littleton, Colorado. She has been helping small businesses, real estate agents, and entrepreneurs with their social media for the past 17 years. Katie specializes in coaching entrepreneurs on how social media can be an incredible tool to help them find new leads, build their community, and grow sales. So, with that, I want to welcome Katie Brinkley to the Business 360 podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to join you today.
Thank you for being here. This is such an important topic. Uh, I have owned 7 companies, and in all my companies, I never had to really go social media. It was a lot of business to business, and my current endeavor is very social media heavy, I would say. So, I myself, after having 17 years of entrepreneurial experience, am now diving into this world, and I think it's so important for a lot of entrepreneurs to understand the business element and the business benefits of social media.
Yeah, it definitely is something that I think a lot of people it might be tired of for their personal side, and then they're like, "Ugh, are people really on it anymore?" But it is such an incredible tool, and if you are not using it for your business, you're missing out on a huge opportunity.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. While I went into this journey, as I entered this journey, I would say, of social media for business, I didn't even realize that email is not only alive, but email is still probably more dominant than anything else as far as keeping engaged with potential clientele. I thought email was dead.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny saying this because I'm a social media person. I teach social media strategy, but I am the biggest advocate for email because you might have 20,000 followers on Facebook or 15,000 on Instagram or whatever, but Facebook and Instagram own those followers. And what happens if you get locked out of your account, or what happens if you are, kicked off of one of them for some reason, or what if they just go away overnight? How are you going to be able to communicate with those 15, 20, or 30,000 people that you've been pushing out all this social media content to? And that's your email. So you do need to absolutely be nurturing your email list on a regular basis.
And something that I want to get into later in this interview, but I want to just highlight here what you said was so important because there's someone that I recently was introduced to had over, I think, 50,000 or 60,000 followers on Instagram. That was their primary social media platform. And I've heard a lot of people getting basically kicked off their accounts and they're not able to get them reactivated. Because I've heard your ad account gets deactivated, but then I've also heard people have been kicked off fully of their account. And so this individual who is a quote unquote public figure, had the blue check mark and all that, essentially have to restart an entire new account. So
Yes.
yes, I agree with you. Get an email list over anything else. All your followers, make sure you have them on an email list so you can always stay engaged with them. And
Well,
so
and I mean, that way too, if you do have to start a new account, that way you are able to
bring them
say,
back
hey,
in.
guess
Yeah.
what? Follow me on this account now. Sorry, guys, or whatever. But it's definitely, if you have not been paying attention to email, or if you think that you're checking all the boxes just by being active on social, really social and email are two pieces of an online presence that need to be married and need to be paid attention to together.
So, first of all, I completely agree with you, and so that's right off the bat, without even asking any questions. Great advice for any of the listeners out there.